Ain't
Nobody, but some people act like they did it on their own. You just had Tony Rock. Tony Rock was on somebody's podcast.
Another like super dope dude.
Another funny dope, ass. That's dope. My man. 100 grand.
Yeah.
Another consistently
and solid.
Him
solid.
Being under his brother's like thing. He's established himself. He doesn't sound like his brother. He's a whole different type of guy. And I was like feeling what he was saying. He goes, there was a movie my brother had, and he didn't put me in it. Like, one thing I give credit to the Wayans, they put their family in their shit.
But it wasn't just that, Godfrey. He said that he had stopped at a comedy store in
tell him
in New York. He was just coming through, and he stopped at the comedy store.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he said the Comedy Cellar, but it was one of those comedy clubs. Mm-hmm. That's your spot, Comedy Cellar, right?
Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
New York City, baby.
Yeah. So that's where you do your residency at.
Yes.
Okay. So, but he said he stopped at a comedy spot in New York, and Chris was there with some other comedians.
Yeah.
And Chris saw him and was like, "Yo, man, I got a spot. I got something for you, man. This new movie that I'm doing, and blah blah blah." Yeah. And then he said, next thing you know, he ain't heard nothing. Months go by, he hadn't heard nothing. Then next thing you know, people on the set call him, say, "Where you at?" And he's like, "What do you mean where I'm at?" Like,
can I tell you?
Yeah, we over here filming.
You know what the movie was? It's called Top 5.
Yeah, Top 5, right.
Can I tell you about Top 5? So I'm at the Comedy Cellar. I'm sitting with my friend. He's like, it's Truck Hudson. Was it Truck Hudson? Another comic, because I think he was there. Yeah, he was there. You know how sometimes you never remember who was there? This guy, Truck Hudson. And I'm at the table. It's a place called the Olive Tree, because the Comedy Cellar, the original Comedy Cellar, because there's 2 now, has a restaurant at the top, and at the bottom you do comedy. So I'm at this table. Chris Rock walks in. And it's just me and this dude, and there's nobody else around. Chris goes, "Hey, what's going on?" Blah, blah, blah. I said, "Oh, what's up, Chris?" Blah, blah. He goes, "I got this movie." I said, "Oh, word? Yeah, so I got a movie. If I got some parts, He said he had some parts. I go, "Oh, word? So are you telling me that you're gonna put me in it?" I was like, why are you telling me?
Right.
And he goes, "Yeah, you just call my," he said to Facebook something. He couldn't get his number or nothing. He get Facebook or some shit, he said. I said, all right. Okay. He approached me. I said, you saw this, right? He approached me to talk about a movie. Unless he was bragging about it. I go, okay. So I try to go through the procedures to hear about this movie. And I leave a message for his or whoever producer. Hey, Chris Rock just told me about a film. He says there's some smaller parts coming or whatever. Because I know Cedric the Entertainer was in it, some other people. So I hear about this movie. Then my agents bring up this movie some weeks later. Hey, there's a movie. Chris Rock got a movie. It's called Top 5. I go, oh, he told me about that. He said that he might have a part for me. He did, huh? Yeah. I haven't heard anything. And then there's a table read. I go, oh, can you help? They want you to do a table read for Top 5. I said, really? I guess maybe I'm reading for my part. Is what I'm thinking. And the guy that asked me to read was a guy named Tony Hernandez who was producing on that. But I did it as a favor for Tony Hernandez because he was producing the Louis C.K. show. Because Louis C.K. put me on his show. I did 2 episodes of Louis C.K. show without auditioning because Louis fucks with me. In a weird way, Louis fucks with me. And I got on the Chris Rock show when Chris Rock had that show on HBO. Mm-hmm. I did sketches on there because Louis C.K. put me on there. It wasn't Chris Rock that did. It was Louis C.K. because he was one of the that put me on there. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Louis C.K. is Mexican too. He's Mexican and white. So in his first language was Spanish. Just to let you know that. But Louis C.K. put me on. So then, and Louis was so great. Louis goes, Godfrey, you can make anything funny, man. That's why I picked you. And I go, man, that's great. Thank you. I don't get that very often. And my episodes were great. He hooked me up. And so I do the table read. It's me, Rosario Dawson, Chris Rock is there. It's some other actors there. I'm sitting next to the producer, Scott Rudin, very big movie producer. And I'm reading for Cedric the Entertainer's part. I'm reading for everybody else's part, but I don't even know if I have a part. Right. I did it for Tony Hernandez as a favor. and I read 5 different parts. I killed in that room. I was switching my voice up, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. Chris didn't say anything to me. Everybody walked out the room. He said nothing to me. And I was just like, wow. And the movie was shot. He told me about it. I never got in it. That's why when Tony was talking about it, I go, wow, that's funny because he did that to me. And you're his brother. Wow. Yeah, it was a little like, but you know, yeah. I mean, I was a little disappointed. I've always been a Chris Rock fan, always respected his comedy game the whole night, but I didn't like that shit. I thought that was, I'm all about manhood shit, man. Just like you, I'm about my boy Dante Nero, who does a really great podcast called Man School 202. He's fantastic. Him, my boy Ruben Paul in L.A. There's certain guys that I hang with that we're just honest and we're about manhood. We're doing man shit. We don't fuck around. We don't do this like iffy shit. If something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If not, it's not happening. Cool.
I want to talk about this because I'm out here in LA. I'm in Los Angeles, and I've been in the industry. And when you're on the outside looking in, when I was in Florida growing up, and I would see movies and stuff, I would see black folks. John Singleton was a big inspiration for me. I wanted to be the next John Singleton. When I came out to Los Angeles, that was my whole goal. And one thing I realized, even John Singleton, the black folks out here in Hollywood that you think have power don't have the power you think they do. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock has to get backing for this movie through, from tell the truth, from white studios. They aren't really sure about him because Chris Rock, I think, before Top 5 hadn't did a movie in years. So even though he's this huge star, this huge comedian, they still kind of like, although they might have gave him the movie because Everybody Hates Chris was such a success. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, these Hollywood, black people in Hollywood that you think have power, because a similar thing happened with Monique, and I believe Monique said that when she was going through the whole thing with Lee Daniels and all that, and Oprah, she said that Hollywood pretty much turned their back on her, because you talking about the most powerful black people, well, the so-called most powerful black people in Hollywood. Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah are like 3 juggernauts in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Especially Tyler Perry, like they run shit in Black Hollywood. So what was I saying? So I think that Monique was trying to. Kevin Hart approached her with, "Hey Monique, I got your back. I know everybody. You were one of the funniest women. I got some movie roles coming up. I got some TV." And he had talked about he was going to develop a show around her under Heartbeat Productions. You know, he wanted to do maybe like a sitcom thing, or a slew of stand-up specials. He had some things lined up for Monique. Like he said, "I'm not turning my back on you because you one of the veterans. Like I looked up to you when you was on Def Comedy Jam when I was in high school watching you." So she was like, "Oh, cool. Like Kevin got my back." And it turned around, Kevin Hart, when she went to follow up, her and her husband, I guess her husband's her manager, they went to go follow up on everything. And the white folks was like, "Nope, Kevin ain't messing with you because you talk shit about Oprah, like the elites, the big dogs. Kevin is not touching you, you know." And then when she went to contact Kevin would send her a voicemail. So it's like these people that you think have power, and I think what it was, Kevin wasn't trying to egg her. He didn't want to face her face to face, and it be shown, you ain't got the power that you have perceived us to think that you have. Who really owns Heartbeat? You know what I'm saying? You ain't in position like an Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler, who's a white Jewish guy, he can do anything he wants, pretty much. He can put anybody he wants in his movies. Right now he can make a couple phone calls and have a TV show on the network by probably in 6 months. That's what people who have power. His production company is Happy Madison. Happy Madison Productions is Adam Sandler's production company, and he can hire anybody. That's why you always see people that are like reoccurring in his movies, or you see people like from like the late 80s, like some singer or something, or some rapper from like the late 80s, early 90s. That's why Vanilla Ice was in one of his movies. I got the name of the movie. It was Stepson with Andy Seinberg from SNL. He played his son, and he had Vanilla Ice in it because back in the day, Adam Sandler, he said I was a big Vanilla Ice fan. He was the only white boy rapper at the time, so he kind of like felt, you know what I'm saying? He had to represent. He talked about this. That's why he put Vanilla Ice. Who would put Vanilla Ice in the movie? Come on now, in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? He's not even really that good of an actor. He had a movie back in the day, Vanilla Ice, when he was at the height of his popularity. When I was in middle school, he had a movie back in the day called Totally Iced Out or something like that. It was so, and his acting was horrible. So who would put him in the movie? But Adam Sandler got the power. See what I'm saying? Kevin Hart, unfortunately, can't do that. Chris Rock, unfortunately, can't do that. Let me tell you how I found out black folks don't really have the power that you think they do in Hollywood, that you think are powerful, like a Oprah or Lee Daniels. When I was working for TMZ, I would see Oprah a couple times, and I noticed one thing. Oprah would be with every time she would roll, she used to get her eyebrows done over there. I don't think she does it anymore. She probably had them come to her house now, but because they used to mob her. It's a place on Bedford that does eyebrows. They're like known for doing like the best eyebrows for women. That's all they do is eyebrows. But I forgot the name of the company, but it's over there on Bedford and Beverly Hills, and they do anybody in Hollywood, female wise, they do their eyebrows. You know, and they charge top dollar. You know, and Oprah goes to them to get her eyebrows. I think now they come to her now, to one of her houses in LA to do her eyebrows. But she used to show up there, and I noticed when she would pull up, she would have all these. Of course, she would have her security guards. You know, these two white boys would get out. One of them would be driving. Well, she had 3 security guards. One would drive, and the other one two of them would be like, I guess, one on one side to, you know what I'm saying, walk with her. And I remember when she would pull up with her, she would pull up like an entourage just to get her eyebrows done. I remember seeing Oprah showing up at different events. She would show up maybe like with 2 Suburbans, Oprah. And I'm like, damn, her whole staff, it'd be like maybe 8 people. 6, 7, 7, 8 people. You know, not including the 3 bodyguards. So you're looking at about what? 10 people? 10, 11 people. So I noticed when Oprah would be rolling with her entourage, first of all, it would be like only one. If it was like an event, it would be only like it would be one black person with her. And that would be like her, and I always would tell, it would be like a black female. And I could tell she the stylist, because she would be walking behind Oprah, you know, messing with her hair while Oprah's walking to get to the red carpet. She's messing with. I said, that's why she's on the staff, because she does her hair. She ain't gonna let no white woman do her hair. You know what I'm saying? A sister. So, but everybody else is white. Her whole staff. So I remember it was this one event that she was at, and Oprah was talking. We was on the red carpet, and she was talking to these people, and they were like, okay, so this is what you're going to do, Oprah. You're going to ask a couple of questions. That's going to be it. Go ahead. I'm like, wait a minute. She telling Oprah, it was this little white lady. And so Oprah answers the questions. Okay, that's enough, Oprah. Oprah here. And I'm like, wait a minute. Who she? I'm thinking she worked for Oprah, right? Or do Oprah work for her? The way she was telling Oprah what to do. What to stand over here. Move over here. Oh. She would call her over here. Over. I'm like, dude, who worked for who? You know? And I've seen her a couple times. So I started to kind of realize, you know what? Oprah, I think, doesn't own Oprah. I think Oprah is a white-owned brand that was produced. Almost like a new wave Aunt Jemima. I ain't trying to call Oprah Aunt Jemima, but I'm just saying, like a brand. She's not owned by her. And I think and that goes back to Chris Rock and Kevin Hart and all these so-called powerful people that can make things happen in Hollywood. Even Will Smith, he was like supposed to be like the upper echelon of Black Hollywood. They don't have the power you think they have to be able to get people in movies. And I think that's what it was with Godfrey. And I think that's why Chris Rock walked out the room and didn't say nothing to him, because he knew that he wasn't gonna get the role, and it was something that Chris Rock couldn't stop. And if he would have talked to him and after that table read, Godfrey would have realized, dude, you ain't. Oh, so this ain't really your movie. You ain't got the power you think you have. You can't just put whoever you want in the movie. You have to answer to people to put somebody in the movie. And you probably told them you wanted to put me in the movie, and they were like, Godfrey, no, we don't want Godfrey in this movie, even though it's Chris Rock's movie. And what Chris Rock gonna say? Oh, I want Godfrey in this movie. They're gonna be like, okay, well, we'll just take our money back. You ain't got no money like us. You gonna use your own money? Of course you not. So we don't want Godfrey in the movie. And guess what? Godfrey wasn't in the movie. So these people don't have, black people in Hollywood don't have the power. The only person I think has real power, because I worked at 20th Century Fox for a little bit in the marketing department. I was there. I was temping there some years back, and they used to talk about Tyler Perry like a dog. They did not like Tyler Perry. They would be telling them white executives be like, so Harvey, what'd you do this weekend? You went to go see that Tyler Perry movie? Like, to be joking, like we wouldn't stoop so low to go see something so stupid. Like the way they would say things, you would know they were being crass and sarcastic. I thought I was bored, so I'm gonna go see Tyler Perry. you know damn well they didn't, but they would say little stuff like that. And then that's when I realized Tyler Perry got the real power. Because he ain't got to go through them. He ain't got to ask them for no money. He put up his own money to make his films. He has a studio in Atlanta just as big, if not bigger, than the majors out here. Same shit. Acres. Black man owns. You see what I'm saying? And I said they don't like him because he has real power. When Tyler Perry said he's going to put somebody in a movie, he can put them in a movie. Matter of fact, Tyler Perry put Godfrey in a movie with Tika Sugner that's coming out next year. He talked about that on his podcast. When Tyler Perry wants somebody in a movie, they in the movie. He ain't got to go through and ask the studio, ask some white executive, can I put Godfrey in my movie? Like, he ain't got to do all that. Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and even Spike Lee, because that's why Spike Lee was hating on him. Spike Lee was hating on Tyler Perry not because of his content, because even Spike Lee shit was really weird. Some of his movies I got into back in the day growing up, a lot of his movies was kind of weird. And even his stuff was kind of, but he was judging Tyler Perry, saying Tyler Perry stuff is crass and lowbrow and, step and fetcher, make black people look bad. Spike Lee was hating on Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry had a lot of power that all the years that Spike Lee has been in the game, he never had. Spike Lee always had to kind of go with hand in hand to the studios to get funding for his films. Tyler Perry filmed out his own pocket. He was just taking his money he would make from one theater and just kept flipping it. You know what I'm saying? So when you using your own money and putting up your own money and running your own thing, nobody can tell you shit. Nobody has the bankroll to fund movies like Tyler Perry. No black man in Hollywood, even Spike Lee, has the kind of money to fund an entire film out of his own pocket. Come on, man. That's why they don't like Tyler Perry. I said that's why they don't like Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry would come out here and do award shows and get accosted by security at the events. He talked about this. They don't like that. I mean, when you have complete control over your shit and you're powerful as a black man, they don't like that shit. Y'all really think, I hate to say this about Diddy, y'all really think this is all about some allegations? Come on now. They don't like independent black male power, dog. That's what it is. That's what I think. Anyway, what do y'all think about this video? Leave your comments, subscribe to Charles and Ezra. Hit the thumbs up button.